Yat Etinam Asananishne. This is Navajo Grandma again, and guess what? I decided to do the turquoise and silver jewelry class because lots of you have asked Grandma for this and drove me crazy because it's like every other one. Grandma, when are we going to learn about the turquoise and the silver? Well, anyways, today is the day. And before we start, Grandma's going to sing another wonderful song. No, it's a very quick song about silver and turquoise. So it's very quick. Hey ne yo way, hey ne yo way, beşligai, beyhadan işte, beşligai, beysizil, beşligai, beysizin. Hey ne yo way, hey ne yo way. That was it. And guess what I said? I said, this is called beşligai, the silver. And the song says, the beşligai is what I'm dressed in. And the beşligai makes me strong, and it protects me, and because of this, I stand. So it's a really cool song. It goes on and on and on, and we're not going to do that here because we want to get on the road with this. And guess what? La la, Grandma's notes. And I'm going to just place this here and point, okay? Now, and this is for you because I know you're going to rewind and relearn because you're so teachable. So, turquoise, it's a sea green stone. Of the ancients, it represents wisdom, tranquility, protection, good fortune, and hope. Its profound power is to protect with tranquil energy and enduring love. How awesome is that? Then, turquoise in French is a French word for Turkish. Now we're going to do the white man's education here first before we move into the real Navajo stuff here, Dene stuff. Anyways, it was first recorded as a color in 1573. And it was found in Egypt. When they found anything that was regarding death furnishings, they had inlaid turquoise in there. As well as in ancient Persia, this is a kind of creepy one. It was worn around the neck and the wrist. And during that time you're wearing it, if it changed color, you were approaching doom, and people were feared if the colors changed. Little did they know what we know now. Our body acids change it, water. That will change the color of these things. So take care of it. And you're not going to be doomed because that was ancient Persia's scary thing. I'm glad I didn't live there. Anyways, now, this is also considered a holy stone. It was the bringer of fortune. And its spiritual association to this color was that it was refreshing, calming, energy, wisdom, serenity, wholeness, good luck, friendship, love, joy, and loyalty. Hey, that sounds like a good one. Okay, as far as the association to psychological situations, it would heal. It would heal your emotions, and it created emotional balance and stability, peace, calm, and an uplifting energy. Now, there are different worlds in the Navajo tradition. Remember, I'm sure you've heard what the first world, second world, third world, fourth world. Well, the second world is supposed to represent it is turquoise. And that's all I'm going to say because I'm not a traditionalist, okay? So that's what I know about that. Now, just history-wise, as far as the Navajo or the Dene culture is concerned, there was a man named Atsidi Sana. He was basically an old silversmith. That's what you call Atsidi Sana, means old silversmith. And he was the first one who started hammering. And then his name was Herrero Delgado, and he was from the Debethlegini clan. That's Debethlegini is basically the Brown clan, and he was a leader And he also had, he was a brother of Barboncito, who was a Navajo Nation leader. He's a warrior. And anyway, so, and he did learn this trade from a Hispanic person. We call him Nakaidene. And that man was a Nakaitose, meaning slender Mexican. They were the early pioneers of turquoise and silversmithing. And in the Dene language, silver is called Beish Tlakai. Grandma just sang the song, Beish Tlakai, whatever. And it's called white metal. That's how it sounds, Beish Tlakai. And it's expensive. Now the silver in its pure form is really soft. And so you have to add other elements. About 92, this is just for a side note, 92.5% basically is silver. The rest, 7.7% plus, you add other elements to make it strong, okay? Then, well, the Navajo said, you know what? This thing is getting expensive. And so what did they do? They switched over. A lot of people switched over to nickel silver. And there's no silver in that. It's 60% nickel, 20% copper, and 20% zinc. And it does look like silver, somewhat. And I can tell really instantly if I'm buying cheap or real. This looks like silver, but it's not. This is nickel. And look how beautiful it does look like it. But there is a definite difference between silver and nickel. And because it turns green on my wrist, I've covered it with I put some covering on here and from a jeweler, and so that it doesn't turn my wrist green. But it is beautiful, okay? So you need to know the difference. And just smelling it, it's kind of it has kind of like a weird smell. That's nickel. I can sniff this all day, and has a smell. And you should see me in a jewelry store. I'm sniffing. Some people are biting their stones, and I'm sniffing. Because I smell. Ooh, this one has a nasty smell. This one doesn't. I just know my silver. I wear it long enough that you get to know the smell. And give it the smell test. This is Grandma's way of doing this. And even this, it has a pleasant smell. This one, yuck. Woo. Anyway, so those are things that I do. We just do the things we do. But see, look at all this. It's beautiful, though. Look at this. Look at that. Woo, Grandma. Look at this. So you need to be aware of this, because people will, somebody wanted to sell this to me for $400, and because I knew it was nickel. Yeah, right. No, you don't. This thing's probably worth about maybe 100, 150-ish, around there. This, on the other hand, is almost $3,000, because guess what? It's silver. So, anyways, those are the two types of silvers that jewelers silversmiths work with nowadays. And this is where I'm going to show you some of these things. Here is the wire jewelry. There was stamp work that was expensive. There's heavy, deep imprint stamp, cluster work, needlepoint, inlay, concho. Some of these I don't have, okay? But I'm going to show you what I do have and what they mean. As far as the wire jewelry, this is kind of what we're talking about, wire and wire jewelry. These type of things. See, there's wire. That's what it is. And then the stamp work basically was when they started stamping the jewelry. It just what it says. You stamp the jewelry. And there's several beautiful pieces that are stamped. That's another part of the type of work that was done. And some of these, the cluster, now these are cluster jewelry. Can you see? They're clusters of turquoise, and they were put in the silver. And all these changes came around 1890, 1860, well, probably 1870, and then from there on, different types of things changed. There's one that's called needlepoint. Now, needlepoint is the little slender work that the Zunis are basically really good at. And they're just slender. They look like teardrops, little slender things, and just incredible work. The next one is the inlay. Some people like inlay, I don't. Okay, it's just the way it is. And they inlay, you know, different pieces. Sometimes you can see thunderbirds, and they have coral heads, and you know, mother of pearl bodies, and turquoise feathers, and you know, and they inlay it. They lay it inside the silver, and it's beautiful. Then the concho. Now, this can be considered a concho here, okay? But the real concho, I again didn't bring it, sorry. And it's usually a concho belt, and it is stamped, and it's beautiful, just absolutely lovely. My grandfather made his own. Now, and then they started, after they started doing work like this, they started doing bead work, okay? This is called beaded, things like this. You know, people started draping necklaces like this, and as well as like this. It switched over to that. And people basically, these little things right here, I'm going to take it off. Look, these are actually earrings. Jadol, that's what it's called. Jadol. It's very beautiful. And they call them jakla. Okay, that's kind of the word people use. They call these jaklas. But in Navajo, it's called jadol. And this is what people did. The women, when they weren't wearing it, you know, if they weren't wearing these beautiful earrings, they would, instead of throwing it in their pocket and losing it, they would have their necklace, and they would put it in here, and thus, there it is. That's how they took care of their earrings. Cool, huh? Yay for Jakla. Jakla. Really quick here, there's some little beads that you call hishi beads. They're ground down shells. And usually they put them kind of at the bottom, at the end of some of these beads, the beaded work, and they're beautiful. And then they add sinews. Here, there's sinews. The sinew is from animals. From the deer. It could be deer. It could be the sinew of a sheep. These are sinews. And sometimes they're wrappings. These have sinews that are wrapped. Okay? So they're beautiful. And again, these are the more expensive. If you can tell, they became, again, this is still the wire, but it's beautiful. And somebody noticed this one, I believe it's called Roy Stone from Nevada. And Grandma does not know all of the different types of stones, but see these little round things, these little curved things right here, right at the end of the squash blossoms? These are called naja. And in Navajo, again, it's naja. Naja means it's curved, but people call it naja because they couldn't say it in Navajo, and those distinctive words. But these are called naja. So some people say, oh, that person is like naja because, they walk like this. And you don't want to be naja. But here in your necklace, you want the naja. Here's a naja, and here's a naja. Now, there are different type of stones, and you're going to hear Bisbee. You're going to hear, some of these Kingman and things like that. Now, I'm not going to tell you some of these stones that are absolutely beautiful, but there are many different types, and if we can find a map of the different types, I will add that to the video. And they're just beautiful. I know when you say Bisbee, people have a heart attack because they're just absolutely. You see all the matrix that are in the turquoise, and I have some. There's so many different types, and you almost need to know how, be someone who studies rocks and understands all of these things. I just love them, and some people bite them with their teeth. Come on, I don't do that. I just see it and I love it, and I try it on. Remember, we try it on because we want it, and somehow it always comes back, and it's really cool. So don't forget that. Now here's the coolest part. You're going to chuckle a little. Okay, there's the holy people traditionally that are up there, and they watch over you all the time to see if you're good and bad, like Santa Claus. Well, guess what? The holy people want you, and they want to see if they come down and see that you're not wearing your jewelry, okay, silver and turquoise, they'll say, you know what, that's not my child. But if they see you wear it, they will bless you. So you better have your your silver and your turquoise. I used to wear it 24 hours, and this is the warning, okay? Guess who comes at night? Not Santa, not anybody else, but hunger. Hunger comes to your house, and he sneaks around, and he's creeping like who? Who do we know that creeps around? Who stole Christmas? What was his name? The Grinch. He is kind of like the Grinch. And anyway, so he creeps around your house, and he looks in all your dressers and all your personal things, and he goes through your house and opens your cupboards and your drawers and whatnot. And you know why? Because he's checking to see if you have your blessing. Ha! If you have your turquoise and your silver. And guess what? And if he sees it, he goes, oh, I don't belong here. Oh, golly. And he runs out the door, and he never comes back. But now the other thing is, if you don't have it, then this is what it says. If not, poverty will come and stay. He will bring his suitcase and his stuff, and he just will not leave until you have this in your home. What a selling point, right? You better buy silver and turquoise. Anyways, that's the story. That's what the gods want. They want us to wear it, adorn ourselves with it. And so hopefully we can all do that, and it'll be fun. This is Grandma's presentation. I hope you have a better understanding of the turquoise jewelry. It's fun. It's wonderful. Grandma has other things, other videos to make that you will be able to learn other things. And thank you again. I love you. Kisses and hug on it.